Hello students, welcome to our YouTube channel Biology Classroom. The chapter that we are going to discuss today is the fundamental unit of life. So these are the topics which we have in this chapter, that is introduction to cell, discovery of cell, unicellular and multicellular organisms, types of cell, plasma membrane, cell wall, nucleus, cytoplasm, cell organelles and cell division. Let us start this chapter with the introduction to cell. This is the definition that a cell can be defined as the structural and functional unit of life, and hope you all are familiar with this because we are doing this from our lower classes. So cell is called as the structural and functional unit because cell is the building block of the body. That's why it is called as the structural unit. And it's called as the functional unit because each cell performs certain functions which are very important for the survival and maintenance of the organism. If you look at these diagrams, in the first diagram you will look the bricks. In the second diagram it is sort of building, and this building is made of these bricks. And if you look at the third diagram here given the cell, tissue, organ system and organism. What exactly is happening in this? There is given a sequence that how a cell, when so many cells combine, they will form the tissue. When tissue combine, they will form an organ, and when organ combine, they will form an organ system, and when various organs systems will combine, they will form an organism. So if we say that the organism is formed from a cell, we are not wrong. That just like our homes are made up of bricks, like an organism is made of cells. So you have to learn this, that cell can be defined as a structural and functional unit of life. In the next we will see that who are the scientists who discovered this. In 1665, Robert Hooke observed the cell for the first time, and he is the one who introduced the term cell. But Robert Hooke take a thin slice of the cork and observe it under the microscope. And what he observed when he see that slice under the microscope, here is the given the microscope used by the Robert Hooke and the things that he observed under this microscope. So he observed these small compartments inside that slide, and he compared them with the honeycomb and named them as cell. Basically the word cell is derived from the Latin word cellula, which means a small room. So these compartments look like the rooms, so he named them as cell. Robert Hooke is also known as the father of cytology because cytology is the branch of science which concerned with the structure and function of the cell. So the cells which Robert Hooke observed under the microscope are basically the dead cells. Now let us see who is the next one. Antonio van Leeuwenhoek is also known as the father of microbiology. He designed and improved the microscope, and he is the one who first observed bacteria, spermatozoa and muscle fibers, and he named them as animalcules. The difference between the discovery of cell that Robert Hooke made and Leeuwenhoek is that the cells that Leeuwenhoek observed under the microscope are the living cells. So after that, in 1838, a German botanist, Matthew Jacob Skeldon, and British zoologist Theodore Schwann independently proposed the cell theory. In cell theory, they stated that all the living organisms are made up of cells, and cell is the basic unit of life. After Skeldon and Schwann, in 1855, a German biologist, Rudolf Virchow, he stated that omnicellula acellua, which means that the new cells arise from the pre-existing cells. So after combining the cell theory with this statement, we have a new theory which is called as the modern cell theory, and which states that organisms are composed of cells, and cell is the basic unit of life, and the new cells are formed from the pre-existing cells. In 1933, Max and Ernst, two Germans, they designed the electron microscope. Electron microscope is a microscope with the help of which the internal structure of cell is observed in a very proper manner, that we are able to see the minute structures, composition of cell. So with the help of this electron microscope, with the discovery of this electron microscope, the cell and cell structure information that gets tremendously increased. So this is about the discovery, what are the contributions of the different scientists in this. Now our next topic is, there are different varieties, diversity in the cell. There are different type of cells having different shapes, structures that are present. Like there are given RBC, they are disc shape. Nerve cells, they are branched and elongated. There are paramecium, that is a slipper shaped, and you will see here in the next diagram that you will see there it is a highly branched structure of nerve cell. There is a branches given there. It is muscle cells are spindle shaped, right? These are circular. These are bacteria given, they may be rod shaped, they may be circular, they may be spiral, they may comma shaped. So there are different type of cells having the different shapes and structures, and depends upon the functions that these cells are performing. Like we have a nervous cell, and it is highly branched because it helps in the conduction of nerve impulses, that we will study later on in the next classes. So these are the diversity, different varieties, they having different shape, structure and sizes given there. So you also look into this, and in the next topic we will see, that is diversity in organism based on the cell number. Now organisms are unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. Organisms that only have a single cell are called as unicellular organism, and they are amoeba, bacteria, paramecium. And the multicellular organisms are those organisms which are consisting of many cells, like plants, animals, and definitely the human beings also. So this is about the introduction part of this chapter. In the next video we will study about the different types of cells.